Hey guitar players, in this video I'm just going to talk you through a proper guitar learning program that you can stick with. So again, this is a subject that's come up from students of mine in the Cutting Edge Guitar platform. These are the sorts of things that I'm getting asked all the time, and there's probably not going to be any playing in this particular video. Actually, I'm just going to talk you through that stuff, and hopefully you'll find this helpful. So a proper guitar learning program that you can stick with. Well, I've talked about this kind of thing previously here on the channel, but it all starts with goal setting. Like if you get your end goal sorted, then you can devise the program. Once you've devised the program, and I strongly suggest writing it out and deciding exactly what you're going to do, then you just do it. You just wake up every day and be disciplined enough to go, right, this is what I'm going to do. So the only thing that I can do is talk about my own personal experiences. So I'm going to talk you through a practice program that I devised for myself that I worked on almost every day for an entire year when I was about 17, 18, something like that. So the end goal, what I decided is that I wanted to be able to shred. I was really into Paul Gilbert. He sort of blew my head off. So I'd done the Yngwie thing, the Satriani thing, the Steve Vai. I'd been really into all of those guys. But when I first heard Paul Gilbert, I was like, fucking hell, man. Like, this is shredding on another level. This guy is just outrageous with the pick and all that stuff. So I was looking at what I could do at the time, and I was like, well, it's not a lot, is it? I can't really play a lot of stuff. So it's like, how the fuck do I get to this obscene level of technique? And I was like, well, one thing, although Paul was a big influence on me, I didn't want to be stuck and pigeonholed into one particular area where I was like, oh, he's well known for being that legato player. I wanted to be able to do a bunch of different things. So I wanted to be able to play intense legato runs, alternate picking runs, sweep picking, tapping, them sorts of things. Because I thought if I've got them techniques in my arsenal, I can use lots of different scalar ideas and I can use lots of different arpeggio ideas. It gives you good ways to be able to execute triads and lots of different things, lots of different musical devices with those various techniques. So what I did was I just decided, okay, I need to learn the fretboard. I need to know where the scales and the arpeggios are and all that sort of stuff. And I want to work on these 4 technical areas. And what I want to be able to do is practice for 5 hours a day. Okay? Because around about that time, I was at college and I was working, but I'd started teaching guitar. I was teaching, beginner kids in the evenings and stuff like that. So I had a job that was like evening based and weekend based. So I actually had time during the day to be able to go, here are my 5 hours. So here is one thing that you really need to do is look at the time that you have and go, okay, here is how much time I'm going to dedicate to guitar. So whether it's an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 8 hours a day, 15 minutes a day. It doesn't matter how much time that you've got. What you need to do is look at that time and then go, what are my goals? Okay, so if you look at the time and then the goals, then you can divide up that time around what's going to chip away at and get you to where you want to be. So what I did basically was I divided my 5 subjects into 5-hour blocks. So for 1 hour, I was going to work on learning the scales, learning arpeggios and that stuff. So each hour as well, I needed to divide through the subjects I wanted to do. So I was like, I'll need to learn scales and arpeggios and that sort of thing. That's basically what I was doing around that age. I was like, I need to just know the scales in 3 notes per string, cage, and I need to know the arpeggios and that sort of stuff. So I just divided up the hour amongst those things. Then I had a bunch of legato exercises. I think it was around about 12 exercises actually. So what I did was I practiced each one for 5 minutes. And there's your hour. So let's say round figures, I would have 12 exercises for each one of my 4 disciplines. I would do them for 5 minutes each and just go through it and go through it and go through it. Every now and then I might have a quick toilet stop or go and get a quick cup of coffee or something like that. So you might have a 10-minute break in one of the hours or something. But I would actually, this sounds pretty terrible. I've never really told anyone this before, but I would actually take the guitar around the house with me. So like, I'd have my guitar strapped on. If I'm walking down the stairs to go and make a coffee, I'll just be doing a legato exercise while I'm putting the kettle on, or something like that, so I could try and just keep going and doing all of the things I wanted to do. So that's how you devise the program, and how you stick to it is you just go, I am going to do this until I can do it. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I played every single day, because I didn't. Like for me, Friday nights have always been a time where I don't really want to play the guitar. I want to socialise and do other things. Saturdays I play guitar a lot, but if I was teaching, I might do an 8-hour teaching day on a Saturday, 9 to 5, whatever, something like that. But there's always a bit of time, like you might have a student that wants to work on technique too, so you go, right, well, let's do my routine, and you sit and do it at a much slower speed because you're working on it with the student, but you're still working on your routine. You might just every now and then be able to do a burst. Like, there's always time to practice. When I was young, I practiced almost every day, but there's things like, I don't know, a birthday or, Christmas. Like on Christmas Day, I would play because generally I would get like guitar-based presents. But I wouldn't sit down and do my 5-hour practice routine. I'd just make sure that I played through some difficult tunes or something that would keep my chops up, and there it is. But how you stick at it is you decide, not only have you got your end goal, but you just go, I'm not going to stop doing this until I've achieved it. Simple as that. There's too many people that pick this up and just don't follow it through, and that's sad, but there's only you stopping you. Whoever you are that's on the other end of this video watching it, it's only you stopping you. And if you are going to combat that with, yeah, but I've got kids, yeah, but I've got the, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, I understand that now. I'm an older guy with a business to run, and I've got, there's my pick. I've got a family life and all of that sort of stuff. So I do most of my practice from 10 o'clock till midnight these days, because that's when they're all in bed. If you work the other way, get up earlier. Get up an hour before your family gets up and get the practice in. There's no excuse, really. Just if you've decided you want to do it and you've designed the practice routine, do the routine. And there we go. That's it for this video. So I hope that's been helpful. Please do subscribe to the channel because that helps me out massively. And check out Cutting Edge Guitar, my online learning platform, where you can get a whole host of different learning materials that I'm sure will massively help you out. All of the links are in the description, so check that out, and I will see you in another video sometime soon. Take care, guys.